My word would be committed. That's just my word for the year in general. So I'm committed to the grind, committed to bettering myself, committed to the boundaries I set for myself, committed to being better, just committed.
Mikiah Brisco is a multiple-time NCAA champion and All-American in the sprints and hurdles, and is a 2022 World Indoor silver medalist in the 60-meter dash. Though Mikiah has achieved success in the NCAA and as a professional, her journey on the track started all the way back in 2013 at the World Junior Championships in Ukraine, where she won a bronze medal in the 100-meter hurdles.
Yeah, that was the first time I got a passport, first time going overseas, being away from my family. And I was in Donetsk, Ukraine, out there just doing running. I wasn't running hurdles. I was flying over them hurdles, but I had enough speed to be able to get through them. And we had some good coaches out there that helped me through the rounds and came out with a third place medal. Well, I was in lane 8, so I didn't know what place I got, and I knew I was just running, and I knew I didn't really see anybody on side of me. So when the results popped up, I can't remember too boldly what happened, but I just know I had that flag and I was happy to come home with a medal.
Despite winning her first international medal in the sport, Mikiah didn't yet see track as a potential career to pursue long term.
At that time, no, I was a junior in high school. So, I was happy with it. I was happy to see I was finally getting some success in track. So I was just living in the moment. I was able to meet some more people because, you go to like those USATF nationals as a kid, and you only know like the people that's in your state maybe. So after going to World Youth, I was able to go there and see some people I knew. So that's when I felt like I was becoming like a person that's going to be on the world scene or national scene. So in a sense, I did feel like I was going to be like around a little bit more, but I didn't know if a professional career was going to come just from that performance.
Mikiah grew up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and eventually attended LSU, but she initially had no intentions on staying local.
No, so I took official visits to Tennessee, to Texas, Alabama. I thought I was going out of state because my sister went to school out of state. But ultimately, I was a sprinter and a hurdler at the time, and I felt like LSU had the best program to make me a better sprinter and hurdler. Yeah, it was fun to just be able to do different things, not having to only run the 100 at every track meet or having to run a 200 since I had the hurdles that I had to run. It was challenging doing events back to back, but it was fun. I just liked scoring for my team at the time, and they didn't need me in both events, but just being able to do it and score points was just fun.
Mikiah achieved tons of success at LSU, both in the sprints and in the hurdles, including winning the 2017 NCAA 100-meter title. But towards the end of her college career, with the possibility of going pro on the horizon, Mikiah had to choose if she would focus either on the hurdles or on the sprints, but not both.
It was my senior year, and I had a talk with Coach Shaver, and he told me that if I wanted to run professionally, I might want to focus on one thing. I was a good hurdler, but I wasn't a great hurdler. And I think with more work, I could have been better, but I wanted to focus on one event, and I chose the 60 or 100.
After graduating from LSU, Mikiah made a major change and moved out to California, joining a completely new training group under a new coach. Though the environment was great, Mikiah notes that she wasn't mentally ready for such a drastic change at that time in her life.
So my first year out, I moved to California because I didn't want that same collegiate atmosphere or whatever. So I moved to California, had a great coach, changed up everything. But ultimately, I was just mentally not in it anymore because I was away from home for the first time. My body had changed and I wasn't successful on the track. So I decided to come back to Baton Rouge where I knew my family was around. I already knew the program and stuff. So while that experience didn't work for me, I think, if I would have gave it some more time, it would have worked. But moving to another state without family was hard for me. So that made my first year a little rocky. But once I was back home to where I was comfortable, I was able to settle in and really get myself going again.
And despite the ups and downs and challenges, Mikiah had a very strong support system around her that she was always able to lean on.
So my coach, the coach I had in California, he was always asking me like how I felt and stuff. And I didn't want to make him feel bad, so I was just like, I'm good, I'm good. He had 2 assistant coaches out there as well that would always check on me. I had my family at home. I would always try to come home to see, but that's not really good for my body, traveling from California to Louisiana so often. But I could call them at any time. I had 2 friends from Louisiana that were in other parts of California, and we'll try to meet up every now and then, but it's just not the same as being at home.
After that 1 year out in California, she returned home to train at LSU and jumped right back into the routine she knew well.
No, I was right back in it. I saw the LSU training group at USA's that year, and when I saw them, I just started crying. So I was like, oh yeah, I miss home too much. So I had a talk with Coach Shaver, and he was like, oh yeah, you're always welcome back. So literally a month later, I packed up my stuff and moved back to Baton Rouge, and it's been blessings and glory ever since then. So, I love Baton Rouge.
In 2022, Mikiah had an amazing indoor season that culminated in a world indoor silver medal in the 60-meter dash and a personal best of 6.99 seconds. Throughout the season, everything was clicking and her confidence was through the roof.
I guess I just felt really confident in the season. Like when you go to a track meet and you're able to win or win multiple track meets, you just get a different level of confidence. So going into the world meet being ranked like top 3 already, I just felt super confident. I knew that I can come home with a medal, so that eased some of the pressure off of me, knowing that I already done something that some of the other girls hadn't done before. And so it was just all about going out there and competing and doing what I knew I was able to do. So I didn't feel any pressure at all. In the first round, I ran 7:03, and that was a PR. And so I'm like, oh, I feel good because I wasn't hurting or anything. Second round, I ran 7:03 again, eased up, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what's about to happen in this final, but I know I'm coming home with a medal. And then that last round, I ran my heart out, ran 6'9", and came home with a second place medal.
During that 2022 season, Mikiah was running unsponsored and without a shoe contract. For many track athletes, it's tough, if not impossible, to fully sustain a professional career without a shoe contract. So, Mikiah used the indoor season to show what she was capable of, eventually leading to signing with Adidas later that year.
Last year, I was more so focused on getting a contract. I didn't have a contract at all the whole year last year, but I knew that if I could put my name out there, since people weren't really talking about it, then I could potentially get some kind of deal after that indoor season. So I was just running to make my name known on a world level. But I had a good talk with my mom, and she said, I mean, that's just one thing. You have to continue to prove yourself in order for somebody to want to give you money. So outdoor season, I started running. I didn't make the team World Outdoors, and she was like, you have to do something to make yourself worthy of a contract. So when she said that, I just knew I had to buckle in and really prove myself. So fortunately, I had a great agent that was able to get me a deal with Adidas, and now I'm here, and I'm really going to show myself this year. Yeah, I did show myself, but I think I have to continue to show myself. Yeah. Yes, I did feel like it was validation, just a sense that somebody did see me and my work that I put in was worth it, and somebody understood that I'm capable of doing some great things, and they trust that I'm going to do it in the future.
Now in 2023, Mikiah has already been off to an amazing start. She had a very strong indoor season, and outdoors has already put down some amazing times. And now looking forward, the goal is always to get better every day.
Just daily, I'm just trying to get better. Of course, hitting some fast marks, 6'9" again. I need to finally break my outdoor PR, which is 10:96. So I'm looking forward to running faster than 100 this year. I've been doing better about my health, eating better, and getting more treatment and making sure my body is ready when it needs to be ready. Last year, my hamstring was injured at USA's, so I didn't even have a fair chance. Well, to myself, I'm saying I didn't have a chance to make the team because I wasn't at 100%. So this year, I've been doing better about keeping my body healthy so that when it matters, I'll be 100% and able to compete. So I think if I'm ready at the right time, then I'm going to give myself a fair chance to make some teams and just keep getting better.
Throughout all the challenges and the ups and downs, Mikiah leans on her faith in God to remain mentally strong. Her faith has been an integral part of helping her remain calm and focused this year.
One thing is just having faith in God and realizing that none of this is possible without Him. My strength comes from Him and everything. So just talking to God more and just having a better relationship with Him gives me some more like faith, and just I'm more calm about things now. But in the past, I don't know, it was hard to just not feel your best and being expected to compete at a higher level. So I actually had to just deal with it. Having my own room at USA's last year, and then going out there knowing I was injured, trying to run, and then having to go back to a hotel and seeing like team processing and all the people making the team, it's hard. And so I just had to just go up there, cry, and then I left the hotel. I went to stay with my mom because I'm like, I just can't do it, just knowing I missed the mark. So I would just say sometimes you have to live through it and then go back to the drawing board, which is what I did, and knew that I needed to focus on my health physically and just be ready from that point forward. What did they say? You're the product of all of your experiences. So everything has to happen for you to get to where you are now. So of course it's sad in the moment, but then you learn from that and get better. If you're not learning from your past mistakes or your mishaps, then you're not growing.
Reflecting on her career, there are a few memorable moments that Mikiah points to as pivotal turning points in her progression as an athlete on the track.
Yeah, going back to 2013, that one race was a big deal. I think that's when colleges started to speak to me. And then in 2017, winning nationals in the 100 was another big thing. And I think that's when I realized I could be a professional athlete. And then as a professional so far, my biggest breakthrough was running the 6'9". So that was just a barrier I've always wanted to reach, and that was a big accomplishment.
Mikiah Brisco and Aleia Hobbs were teammates while at LSU and currently train together as professionals. But their friendship on and off the track dates back to when they were 9 years old, running youth track in Louisiana.
So yeah, me and Aleia have been training together we've run together since we were about 9 years old, but started training together our junior or senior year in high school. And then we went to LSU together, and now we're professional together. And sometimes we'll ask each other, like, are we supposed to, like, not be friends? Or, like, can we make some kind of, like, can we just be mean to each other for once? But it never happens. We're always goofy. Her son is my godchild, so it's like we're really close. But now I tell her, I'll walk so you can run. I ran 6'9" first, and then she ran it after me. So I always say I did it first. She did it after me, so that's kind of our little friendly joke right now.
Though Mikiah has been competing since she was 9 years old, she still loves so much about the sport of track and field.
Pushing my body to limits I didn't know that I had. I don't know, the satisfaction of running a personal best always motivates me and drives me to come out here and give good efforts every day. Being able to travel the world is like unexplainable. Seeing, some people in my family have never seen some of the things that I've seen. So just being able to do that and sometimes bring them along with me is always encouraging and motivating. And then now I'm a coach. Well, I volunteer coach with a high school now. So just being able to try to get some people under me to get to the level that I'm at now, I guess, it's fun. Just seeing them out there asking little questions like, how do you get out the box like that? I'm like, well, girl, this is what you got to do. So it's so many aspects that I love about it.
Mikiah has been volunteer coaching at her local high school, and though it's been tough balancing being a professional athlete and a coach, she has found both joy and success with her athletes.
Well, because I've been told that I do too much. So if I went down a list of everything I did, like I'm trying to focus on a few things and not do this. So I realized that I have to value my time more. So I'm not a full-time coach. I just go out there and volunteer once or twice a week. So that's why I was like, I'm just a volunteer. Yeah, I had to set a limit to myself because if it was up to me, I'll be out there every day. And I know that's not good for me to stand on my feet for an extra 2 hours every day. Sometimes being out there in the cold weather and super hot weather, and sometimes I don't have like a water bottle on me or something. So I just knew that I needed to just set a dedicated time with them. So that's 2 days a week for an hour and a half, and that's when they get me. But you know, training always comes first. I do my workouts in the morning and then go out there like 2 or 3 hours after my workout. And I mainly help with sprints and hurdles. So it's not like I'm coaching the whole team, but I focus on the sprinters, and I tell them what I know, and just try to help them get better. I like just being able to go out there when I want to. The commitment, it's a different level of commitment coaching. Like that track meet that I was at that night, I went to practice at 7 in the morning and didn't leave until 9 p.m. because of the high school track meet. So it's a different level of commitment.
Now as the 2023 season continues, Mikiah is committed to being the best that she can be, both on and off the track.
My word would be committed. That's just my word for the year in general. So I'm committed to the grind, committed to bettering myself, committed to the boundaries I set for myself, committed to being better, just committed.